Zach Roloff discusses tumultuous family relationships 1 year following the conclusion of the show. Greetings, viewers. Welcome back to my channel. For the most recent news updates, kindly subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. Zach Roloff, a former cast member of Little People, Big World, along with his wife Tori, provided information regarding Zach's parents and siblings. The reality star disclosed during a recent discussion on his podcast, Raising Heights with Zach and Tori, that familial relations are mending in response to a listener's inquiry. "It is acceptable," Zach replied. "Molly and I maintain a commendable relationship." He further remarked that his rapport with his brother Jacob is acceptable, although he did not refer to his twin Jeremy explicitly. "I would assert that there were numerous challenging dynamics over the past few years." Tori stated, "I believe we are presently in one of the more favorable situations we have experienced with your family in some time." Zach concurred with Tori, stating, "Among the siblings, matters are deteriorating. The children's camaraderie is highly beneficial since they share mutual affection and enjoy each other's company." The television celebrity commended his mother, referring to her as the finest grandmother ever. Regarding her father, he stated that Dad Matt continues to visit, attending baseball games and participating in Christmas festivities. Little People, Big World was shown from 2006 until 2024. Star of Little People, Big World receives first professional haircut in over 2 decades, provoking envy among women whether one appreciates it or despises it. Reality television has significantly influenced the globe. The Roloff family, featured on TLC's Little People, Big World, were among the pioneering stars, highlighting the life of little parents Amy and Matt Roloff. The Roloffs had 4 children, 3 of average height and 1 identified as a little person, and their lives on the farm were documented and complete. Jacob Roloff, the youngest kid at 28, withdrew from the public eye early, but remains active on social media, much to the pleasure of his followers. It has been revealed that he is now married. His wife Isabel has a 3-year-old son named Mateo Tomas and has his distinctive curly hair. In a whimsical article, Isabel chronicled Roloff's inaugural professional haircut since the 8th grade, eliciting envy among women. Following a brief trim and wash, Roloff's curls appeared vibrant and exquisite, eliciting enthusiastic reactions from women in the comments. "As a 46-year-old woman who still receives perms, I will simply lie here and shed tears of joy for him, laughing. I am pleased that he appreciates that hair, as it is exquisite," remarked a fan. "How frustrating is it that men consistently possess the coveted hair we desire," mused another. Another enthusiast remarked, "He possesses exquisite hair. I invest a substantial amount of money to achieve hair similar to his." Despite the generous praises, Roloff prefers to avoid the spotlight. At 18, he declined to renew his contract with the show and later, in 2020, stated that he was abused by a producer on set. "This spring commemorates a decade since I received my compensation from the show in which I participated for more than 10 years, he stated in a March 30th Instagram post. "At 18, I finally possessed the autonomy to decline the contract, which I did, and subsequently departed from home largely due to my disdain for the show and reality television as a whole. I utilized that money to reconstruct my life with my wife, rather than exploit it for its maximum potential, regardless of the outcome." He previously discussed his departure in a July 2016 Instagram post. "I frequently receive comments about how people miss me on the show, or suggesting that I should appear in a few more episodes with the family. I am posting this to clarify that this will never occur. I am with my family, whom I love, and I want to emphasize that you will not see me on television again." Enthusiasts wishing to monitor the young pair may track their escapades on social media while continuing to appreciate his hairstyle from a distance. Zach and Tori Roloff describe freak accident that resulted in their son's hospitalization. Zach and Tori Roloff, stars of Little People, Big World, disclosed the freak accident that recently resulted in their son, Josiah, being hospitalized. Tori Roloff of Little People, Big World commemorates son Josiah's significant milestone, leaving fans astounded. Tori Roloff, a star of Little People, Big World, commemorated her son Josiah's significant milestone, his 3rd birthday. leaving viewers astonished. On Wednesday, April 30th, the former TLC star posted a birthday message on Instagram for her and Zach Roloff's youngest child among their 3 offspring. Accompanied by a series of photographs of the birthday celebrant donning a green polo and with his hair charmingly slicked back, Tori persisted in her contemplation. "You have developed significantly this year, and it is enjoyable to observe your increasing independence. I admire your tenacity and resolve. No one will dictate your identity but you," she composed. One exclaimed, "3 already? What an exquisite child." Another remarked, "Oh my goodness, he is exceedingly handsome and has grown remarkably fast," while another person concurred, "Wow, he is already 3 and exceptionally adorable." A different fan cried, "Oh my God, the most adorable 3-year-old ever." Conversely, some perceived that Josiah was beginning to resemble a close relative. One Instagram user remarked, "He increasingly resembles Jackson as he ages. Happy birthday, Josiah." Another concurred, stating, "He looks like Jackson." Besides Jackson, 7, Zach and Tori have a daughter, Lila, 5. Little people, big world. 8 indicators that Karen Chandler is exploitative. This gold digger will eventually divorce Matt and seize his wealth. Karen Chandler may be exploiting her relationship with Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff for financial gain. The reality series showcased the Roloff family and their experiences with dwarfism. Matt and Amy Roloff have 4 children, with their son Zach Roloff emerging as a significant figure in Little People, Big World. Karen became part of the show as Matt's girlfriend following his divorce from Amy. Their relationship commenced prior to their separation while she was employed as the manager of the pumpkin patch on the Roloff family farm. Karen subsequently transitioned into the roles of Matt's assistant, partner, and now fiancé. Since her introduction on Little People, Big World, Karen's self-importance has escalated. Matt, having acclimated to the public eye over the years, contrasts sharply with his partner, who is inexperienced in reality television. The dynamics within the Roloff family altered following Karen's entry, which coincided with Matt's alleged infidelity with her. Zach's disapproval of their relationship prompted him and Tori Roloff to depart from Little People, Big World. With only Karen, Matt, Amy, and her partner Marek remaining, the series is likely to conclude after its 25th season. Karen Chandler incited the conflict between Zach and Matt Roloff. Matt's future spouse influenced his conflict with his son, Zach. Their relationship deteriorated when he opted to list Roloff farms without prior notification. Zach was devastated by his father's self-serving choice, having aspired to inherit the farm since childhood, a prospect that Matt eliminated. Compounding the situation, he proposed that Zach could purchase a portion of the land for $4 million, an amount he was aware his son could not afford. Matt's motivation for selling the farm may have stemmed from Karen's reluctance to assume the associated responsibilities. Karen Chandler's expenditure of Matt Roloff's finances. Karen derives advantages from her association with the star of Little People, Big World. Prior to the commencement of the Roloff's reality show, Matt generated income from the farm. He would have been financially secure without Little People, Big World. However, the show likely enhanced his net worth. Karen collaborated closely with him before their romantic involvement. Following the initiation of their relationship, she acquired a house. Although unverified, it is presumed that Matt provided financial assistance for this significant purchase. Following Karen's involvement, Matt's perspective on the Roloff farms transformed. She presumably recognized the farm's potential for substantial profit to secure her future. Karen expressed to Matt her disinterest in overseeing the project as she aged, which may have swayed his choice to sell the farm. Rather than considering the Roloff's aspirations for their future, Karen prioritized her own self-serving desires. Karen Chandler seeks to secure Matt Roloff. Karen appeared to desire exclusive possession of Matt. They became engaged during the 25th season of Little People, Big World, yet their engagement seemed contrived. Matt was aware that their union would disturb his children and Amy, but he remained indifferent. He ought to prioritize fostering a relationship with Zach. However, he is preoccupied with appeasing his fiancée. Karen may perceive Matt's vulnerability amidst his family's turmoil and exploit it to further isolate him. Matt's demeanor has evolved since Karen entered his life. He previously prioritized the Roloffs more than he does currently. Following the commencement of his relationship with Karen, he has exhibited increasingly self-serving behavior. Matt ought to have expressed any reservations regarding the retention of Roloff farms. He indiscriminately listed the farms without conferring with Amy or Zach, presuming he could evade accountability. His apathy towards the farms and the preservation of familial ties may have been swayed by Karen. Matt's offspring are at odds with Karen. Their relationship originated under peculiar circumstances, as she was one of his subordinates. Amy accused Matt of infidelity with Karen during their marriage. Due to the contentious nature of their association, most of Matt's children were taken aback when they began dating. Zach relocated from the farms to establish a new life with his wife, Tori, and their children. In season 25 of Little People, Big World, he disclosed that they maintain contact with Matt solely for the sake of the grandchildren. When queried by producers, Zach declined to discuss his father and Karen's engagement. Zach responsibly permits his father to maintain contact with his children, yet this does not indicate a harmonious relationship. Should Matt fail to reconcile with his son, Karen will be his sole source of support. He refutes any involvement in the discord with Zach, which exacerbates his son's emotional distress. Matt ought to set aside his pride and extend an apology for the pain he has inflicted upon the Roloffs, enabling the family to progress. Karen exhibits passive-aggressive behavior in Little People, Big World. Despite Matt and Amy having progressed with new partners, they continue to engage in disputes. The former couple has faced challenges in coexisting amicably for the benefit of their grandchildren. Matt and Karen have demonstrated a lack of compassion towards Amy on several occasions and have not expressed remorse for initiating their relationship while still married. Karen presents herself with an air of superiority on Little People, Big World, despite her brief tenure on the show, and Amy warrants greater respect than what she has received from both Karen and Matt. Karen may be in her relationship for questionable motives. Matt was a successful entrepreneur when they commenced their professional collaboration. Following her marital difficulties, Karen might have been drawn to her current fiancé for his financial resources. As his assistant, she likely had access to information regarding his finances. Matt gained public prominence after Little People, Big World emerged as a highly popular reality television series. Karen may have sought him out for potential fame and financial benefit upon observing the challenges in his marriage with Amy. Karen and Matt's relationship commenced while he was still married. Amy claimed they engaged in an affair in her memoir, A Little Me. I observed messages, photographs, and other materials that should not have been exchanged between individuals who merely collaborated and remained married to others, she stated. They refute the accusations of infidelity. However, it is undeniable that they shared a personal relationship as she served as his assistant. While Karen and Matt may not have initiated a physical relationship during his marriage to Amy, there was certainly communication between them. Karen may be pursuing marriage with Matt from Little People, Big World for his financial resources. Their relationship commenced with deception, which is an unfavorable basis for matrimony. As their wedding approaches, Matt should reconsider his choice to wed a lady who may be exploiting him. Matt Roloff's daughter-in-law discreetly criticizes him over the sale of Roloff farms. The controversy around Roloff farms persists. Despite Little People, Big World being off the air, Matt Roloff continues to encounter criticism on his decisions related to the family farm. In season 25 of LPBW, the future of Roloff farms emerged as a significant point of dispute among viewers. Amy Roloff, Matt's ex-wife, believed that their 4 children, Jeremy, Zach, Molly, and Jacob, should inherit the farm, a sentiment shared by the majority of LPBW viewers. However, Matt had alternative intentions. He aimed to sell the property for profit instead of bequeathing it to his offspring. Matt's choice precipitated a significant dispute between him and his eldest son, Zach, which unfolded on television. While the remaining Roloff siblings have ceased filming for LPBW, several have utilized social media to express their sentiments on the loss of the farm. Recently, Isabel Sophia Rock, Jacob Roloff's wife, discreetly criticized her father-in-law on TikTok. Isabel, the wife of Jacob Roloff, criticizes Matt Roloff on social media. Isabel, residing in Matt's previous double-wide at Roloff Farms with her husband Jacob, sent a video of Jacob laboring on the farm. Isabel uploaded a screenshot of a fan's comment from social media, inquiring, "Plans to take over the farm?" Isabel's reply stated, "We cannot afford to purchase it entirely from Matt, but we thoroughly enjoy residing here for the time being, and Jacob maintains it well." Isabel's TikTok was inundated with comments from LPBW viewers who criticized Matt's choice to sell the farm instead of preserving it within the family. A critic stated, "I maintain that the children financed that farm. People only observed due to the children. They sacrificed their childhoods for it." Isabel responded to the comment with a clapping hands emoji, indicating her complete agreement with the sentiment. Another TikTok user expressed, "I truly wish he would distribute it among the children rather than sell it." In reply, Isabel remarked, likewise. Instead of explicitly articulating her thoughts in the subsequent remarks, Isabel implied her agreement with her followers' opinions toward Matt. She appreciated multiple comments directed at her father-in-law, including one from Elizabeth Gano 2000 that stated, "If I possessed all that land, I would simply bequeath it to my children. I would prefer to retain it within the family rather than sell it to an unknown individual who will have no." Isabel also appreciated another follower's perspective. "Why would he require the children to finance the land when I presume they will ultimately inherit that wealth?" Isabel appreciated a query that inquired, "What is the purpose of establishing generational wealth if it is withheld from those for whom it was created?" Jacob no longer receives compensation for his appearances on LPBW. Jacob withdrew from filming LPBW in 2016. Since that time, he has chosen to stay out of the public eye and refrains from disclosing anything about his personal life to LPBW viewers. Although Jacob's formative years were broadcast to millions of TLC viewers, he does not get royalties or residuals for his participation in reality television, as verified by Isabel in a subsequent comment. In response to a follower's inquiry over whether TLC compensates the Roloff children for reruns, Isabel stated, "They certainly do not pay the kids for reruns, haha." Little People, Big World is presently on hiatus on TLC. LPBW. Zach states he lacks a relationship with Matt in 2025. Herein lies an overview of current family dynamics. Temperatures are plummeting on the Roloff farm, and LPBW star Zach Roloff is now contemplating his familial relationships in 2025. He openly expresses his lack of connection with his father and notes the evolving circumstances on the Roloff farm. However, it is not the entirety of the situation. Zach discussed Matt's decision to sell the farm and disclosed his feelings regarding this choice. After years of silence, this revelation was unexpected for viewers. Is this accurate? What does it entail? Continue reading to discover Zach's sentiments. LPBW. Zach and Tori discuss Matt's farm decision. Zach and Tori from LPBW no longer see the Roloff farms as their preferred destination. Zach disclosed that Mateo's birthday was the last occasion his family visited the farm. Notably, it has been over 2 years since the pair chose to visit their family farms, with Mateo's birthday being the sole instance during that period. Zach expressed, "I was genuinely hoping the farm would sell quickly." He perceives that the situation is merely being prolonged. In this context, Tori disclosed that Roloff Farms is no longer a joyful environment for her family, as they have lost interest in the farm and wish for it to be sold promptly. LPBW. Zach contemplates his familial relationships and connection with Matt in 2025. Zach and Tori, stars of LPBW, recently conducted a Q&A session on their podcast. Consequently, viewers inquired about Zach's family dynamics in 2025 and his relationship with Matt. Zach disclosed that Matt continues to engage in activities such as baseball and Christmas with him. However, Tori emphasized the absence of a relationship between Zach and Matt, a sentiment her husband fully endorsed. Zach articulated that visiting the farm evokes considerable resentment and nostalgia within him. He acknowledged his desire for his children to be raised on their ancestral land, yet deemed that aspiration unrealistic. Nevertheless, relations with other family members have improved recently. Zach disclosed that he maintains an excellent rapport with Molly and a satisfactory one with Jacob. Subsequently, Tori expressed her admiration for Amy, describing her mother-in-law as an exemplary grandmother whom she could contact at any time. Nonetheless, Zach remarked that their relationship became somewhat tenuous as he prepared